Week number 38 here in Germany. And guys, it has been my first week as being 21 years old. And guess what? It feels absolutely no different whatsoever. But not a big deal anyways. So it was actually a fairly enjoyable week. It was very quiet since you guys know that I had my big trip last weekend. And so I was just kind of relaxing. You guys know how I am. Sort of lazy after I take a big trip. I'm sure looking back on the London and Berlin trip that I had that I was lazy for like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards and the videos weren't very good. But oh well, you guys watch them anyways. Thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. And so let's jump right into the week. I believe on Tuesday I went to work like normal and there's no film from that whatsoever. Just fixed cables all day. But I learned something. Wednesday I also had work like normal, and later on that day, Friedemon and Hannes had vacation, and so I took the new baseball glove that I had, and, oh, I can show that. The new baseball glove that I had, oh, that creates, listen to that sound effect though. That sound effect. Anyways. And so we actually took that, and Hannes has a glove also, and a baseball bat. If you guys couldn't tell already, baseball's kind of my favorite sport. It's probably one of the only sports that I like. I'm not a big sports person. But we went up to the large soccer field above where we live, and we tossed around there for a while and practiced a bit with batting. And apparently I could still do both. Not super well, but good enough. And so it was fun to practice with them, and I enjoyed it a lot. And as if you guys can see here, I actually received a package from my parents. Got this Cincinnati Reds right there, repping my home team. Love them. So that was pretty cool too. And I got all kinds of new little goodies and whatnot. More sugar, as if I need more American sugar. Of course I do. Everyone needs it. Not everyone, but it's delicious anyways. As I was told on my way back from the soccer field, I just need to know. I never sneeze on camera. As we were coming back from the soccer field, the boys actually told me that we were grilling out that day, and I didn't know anything about that. And Tris came and told me later, and we actually ran up to the store, and it started just pouring, like just shitstorming on us. And so like no amount of umbrella could have ever saved us from all the water. Just pants soaked, like shirt soaked, even under umbrella shirt soaked. That makes no sense. But it happened, and Falk and Franz were dedicated and still cooked out in the rain, and we ate delicious food. Of course, you guys are going to see video of that. That was pretty cool, and there's lots of subtitles throughout the video with English and whatnot. You know, some of me just goofing off, and some of me actually translating. But I think it adds a pretty fun effect. And so on Friday, I went out to Pirna to film, and honestly I was in a really bad mood that day. After a while, it was just a series of unfortunate events. Oh, that's a book title and a movie title, I think. On Saturday we had lunch over at Kerstein's, and then later on that night we mixed drinks together. And needless to say, we all had a little bit much to drink. And so I'm actually not including footage of that. There wasn't much, but I thought that would be kind of rude. We had a lot of fun regardless, though. And then the next day, on Sunday, I went to a Dynamo Dresden game. They are in the second league, as far as soccer goes, football, as most people would call it, except for us. And that was definitely an experience. I'm going to explain a little bit to you guys later on how that was, and more so how the fans were. But I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was really cool, and it ended up being a draw, 2-2, which sucks. I don't really agree with draws, and they don't make any sense whatsoever. I think play and play and play until someone scores a goal. Like overtime, next person to get a goal wins. That makes complete sense to me, and there shouldn't be any problems with that. They should honestly change that rule. If someone can explain why that is, or why they think that's better, then leave it in a comment below, because I'm curious if anyone else believes that sort of rule. And so, you guys of course will see lots of film from the game. And I got a shirt too, it looks pretty badass. Oh, and I got a sticker too, I need to ask Kelsey for that. I need to do that. And so I'm going to put that on my car when I get back home. And so you guys have some interesting stuff to watch. Oh, and there's film from last week also for me working from that advertisement that we were working on. And I will again be throwing a link down below when it is finished, because from what I saw it actually looks pretty cool. And so, you guys know how we do this. Let's see what we did for the week.
Allons-y!
Ja, also mach bitte beide Varianten mal. Wie gesagt, ich habe immer gerne was zur Auswahl dann, ja?
And here was a bit of footage from last week before I actually went on my trip. We were filming for an advertisement for the Ministerium of Saxony. This advertisement is going to try and lure people from the West back to their homeland, because they originally went there in the first place for work and better pay, and now it's become better and they want to show the people that.
Kamera. Und bitte.
And so when this advertisement is actually finished, I will be linking it in the description, and I will let you guys know as soon as possible, because it was pretty cool to work on that and I enjoyed it a lot. And here we were filming again for the advertisement. This time it was in Trevag, their conference room, and they actually control the electricity and water in Dresden, so it was actually cool to be using their conference room.
Okay, so. Und bitte.
Vielen Dank für Ihre Aufmerksamkeit.
It was actually kind of funny. A lot of the people from the office that I work at were here all suited up just as extras to sort of be in the background kind of thing. And so, yeah, that was pretty interesting. So a lot of my coworkers were there, along with some extra people that I had actually known of before, such as Michael. I recognized him from a film, that older man there. And another one was in the newspaper just a little while ago. And this, again, with the kids, was for the advertisement. And coming up was a little bit of walking back footage from Friedemann Hannes and I playing baseball. We actually played baseball together, and it was pretty enjoyable. And God, I had missed baseball quite a lot.
Warum?
Weil er mich die ganze Zeit geschlagen hat.
No.
Naja.
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 Shit happened.
Ah. Yeah. Train. Work.
Schon, jetzt mal Schläger kaputt gemacht.
Wie? Wo?
Ja, das war nicht richtig von vorher.
Das war nicht ich.
Das war nicht vorher.
Ich hab jetzt erstmal vor, weil vom Harmo.
What would you usually it's like cutting through bone.
And God said, let there be light. And so war's. Licht. Zusammenarbeit.
Ja.
5 Stunden lang Arbeit.
Geht dir was. Boom.
Geben Sie mir die Knochensäge.
Yeah.
Why?
Are you filming it?
Because it looks like someone bled on my floor.
Look at the wall.
Oh my lord. That is pretty awesome. Oh, I almost fell myself. Awesome.
Cleaning stuff?
Cleaning stuff.
Paper towels?
Yeah, in the kitchen. Here we were on Friday filming in Pirna. It is a city that is southeast of Dresden, I believe, close to these extra fights. It was actually a pretty little town. We didn't really get to do much there, but it was alright to be there. Honestly, Friday was not that great of a day, but I won't delve into details. I lived through it, and I'm better now, so there's no problem there.
what we were actually filming was something for MDR, Sachsenspiegel, that would be played later in the news that night. It was for Canaletto. He was a famous Italian painter that painted a lot of his work in Pirna and also in Dresden. And so people dressed up from older times and everything and had a little show.
Fotos.
Look at his messy ass room. Yeah. And I wanted to bring down the volume just for a minute to tell you guys that I went to a Dynamo Dresden soccer game and that footage of that was coming up. This is quite exciting. It was definitely an experience being at the soccer game. I had always heard about how in Europe the soccer fans were absolutely wild and crazy, and I can completely say that is 100% true. Now, I can't say that for every single one, but there were a lot of fans that were extremely aggressive. There was an entire other section for the other team's fans, which had security guards, a net, and a Lexan wall between them. And so, as you guys can see, that was somewhat necessary, honestly, for the fans that I saw, and they just took it just a little bit too far. With that still being said, I would definitely still go back to a soccer game. It was a lot of fun, and I even got a t-shirt from the game.
And so I'll see you guys next week.